so that you can safely have rotation. What does it look like? How can we think of it creatively? Maybe you don't put somebody in the boss's chair. Maybe they sit next to each other.
Right.
Maybe the boss rotates through every position.
Yeah.
And as many people as make sense rotate through being in charge so they learn policy and compliance.
Yeah.
Because anybody can learn that. You don't have to be an MBA to learn policy and compliance. But you do need a certain level to like have sensitive material and make big decisions and know about people's money and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to just put anybody in that position.
Right.
But what would be the value in that? That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to build empathy and relationships for the good of the company.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the good of the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. In church and in AA, we have rotation because it takes the personality out of the work.
Right.
Because if I am always chairing an AA meeting, it becomes Emily's meeting instead of an AA meeting. Right. So at church, we do it the same way. We rotate in our serving positions because then it's not Emily's Sunday school class.
Yeah.
It's the church's Sunday school class.
Gotcha.
So that I see the value in it in my everyday life.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about, somebody called me to ask for help. Works with truck drivers. Mm-hmm. And the drivers keep making safety mistakes all the time.
Oh, don't
but
do that.
they've been trained over and over again. It's the same mistakes and the same training over and 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 over. Still making the same mistakes.
Right.
And the operators and the safety guys, so they all don't get along because of this. How do you bridge that gap? And they don't work together. The truck drivers are out. The operators in the office.
Make the fucking truck drivers be safe. I mean...
But that's what they are doing, right? They're holding them accountable. They fire them if they can't get their act together, but it keeps happening. So I said, have you asked them why?
Yeah.
There might be a good reason. Your rules might be terrible.
Yeah.
There might be a good reason for it.
Yeah.
And then secondly, how can you get the people with the expectation and the people with the performance together to understand each other, what they're looking for, so that they can invest in what the other one needs?
Yeah.
Right? Like the front desk and the housekeeper.
Yeah.
So then it's like, how can we even think about a world where those operators and the drivers work together in a way to build that empathy?
Yeah.
But let's stretch. Let's think outside the box. Can we create a social media app that they can use to have privacy and relationship without leadership being involved? Can we arrange where the operators go on ride-alongs twice a year and the drivers do a sit beside twice a year?
Yep.
So that is rolling around in my head a lot. And the other thing is emotional independence in social expectations. For example, you were expecting an apology from me today, but it went right over my head. I had no idea. Let's just imagine.
I'm like, what did you do?
Hypothetical.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You thought on your way here, she's going to own it. She's going to remember. She is going to own it, and she is going to apologize to me. But it goes over my head. I have no idea that it's even on your radar. Mm-hmm. And you leave feeling something not pleasant. Those kinds of scenarios can be predictable. So if they're predictable, perhaps we can intervene in a way that maybe we behave in a way that we wish we did.
Yeah.
Or we don't look for the thing that we're looking for from the outside. Right? If I'm looking for validation or closure or something from you.
Yeah.
I may never get it.
Right.
That's a lot of responsibility put on you.
Yeah.
I need you to give me closure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if I can grow more independence in that.
Yeah.
So we're rolling.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
Have we? Okay, we haven't been rolling. Okay, this is...
We're rolling.
Now we're
Come
rolling.
on up.
Hey.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
Good. I like to always start the show with a little jibber jabber.
Yeah,
Anyways,
jibber
easier.
jabber.
This is my friend Dave.
Hi, everyone.
Just so you know, we've got cameras kind of everywhere. Subhan's behind the scenes if you need anything. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
No, it's all good.
yeah.
Whatever.
They all know.
Yeah.
So this is my friend Dave, and Dave is brilliant and hysterically funny and functions on many charity boards and organizations. He is kind and gentle and looks for opportunities to do service. He's also hysterically funny and obnoxious. Yeah. And so we get
That's
along
all on my
beautifully.
resume, actually.
Right.
It's all like.
I
boom,
think
boom,
that's where I
boom,
pulled
boom,
it from,
boom.
right off your CV.
Yeah.
We actually usually aren't allowed in the same space together because we have to be separated.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
Airplanes and Taekwondo.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been some while. Oh, you know what? Hi, Marjorie.
Hi, Marjorie. Shout out to Marjorie.
Yeah, Marjorie Earl. Yeah, in
I
New
wish
Brunswick
I could remember
now.
like the Tiny Tiger's oath or something.
Yeah,
I can't
I just remember and make good friends.
And make good friends.
Strengthen
at
my
the
body.
end. Yeah,
Strengthen my body.
And make good friends. Yeah. We're good Tiny Tigers. Shout out Marjorie. So Dave and I met back in the Taekwondo days when our kids were in
even before
Taekwondo
that.
together.
It was with that. Remember, the kids were in Montessori school together.
Yes,
we used to
that's right.
carpool, and I
Yes.
remember
Oh,
the
my
two of
word.
them were chatting, and my kid said something, and your kid said something. No, I've got a science book, and it says this, and that's it. And that was the. And I remember thinking, well, that's authoritative. I have a science book. And it says this, therefore you are wrong. And I'm like,
yeah.
all right. I
Sometimes
guess
we're
end
just
of discussion.
Born a scientist.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah, a long time ago. I like to tell a story about the time that we first went to your house for a party when we were just getting to know each other. And Amy took me all around the house and was like, these are my friends so-and-so. It's my friend so-and-so. It's my friend so-and-so. Went all the way around the house. And I said, Amy, where are Dave's friends?
I don't
And
have
she
any
goes,
friends.
oh, you're Dave's friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That's one of my favorite stories. I love to
yes,
tell people
yes,
that. Yeah.
yes,
It's a lot of fun. Do you want to talk about what you like to do for fun?
Oh, I mean, I guess.
He's a published author.
Sure. Well, yeah. So
He's an actor.
What do I like to do for fun? I like to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Computer gaming,
Yeah.
mostly role-playing games.
Nice.
So I'm like super fantasy geek, like
Love it.
hardcore.
Favorite 3 fantasy authors? Go.
Tolkien.
Yeah,
That's kind
of course,
of
right. Yeah, it's a given.
obvious. I'm gonna have to go with Raymond Feist, Magician. It's a Midkimia series. Boy, I picked those up, oh gosh, ages ago. I must
Yeah.
have been 12, 13. And I mean, it's not like super cerebral writing,
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
so fun.
It is. Oh, so you know them then?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So those are lovely. And so if I had to pick number 3, oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to go old school, and I'm just going to say Lloyd Alexander,
Nice.
who, so the Prydain series.
Oh, yes.
Those were the books that I read incessantly as a kid, over and over and over of them.
kidding.
Yeah, and it was like,
Oh, that's
like whoever
interesting.
my crush was, like
Yeah.
she was that main character, and I was like in my head,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
In it.
over and over and over
kidding.
again.
I
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
I have some books that I read over and over again too that come to mind. But my top 3 favorite fantasy writers are Salvatore, Eddings,
Okay.
and Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson.
Interesting. Well,
Right.
that's because he's Mormon, right? So
Well,
he's got
is
the
he?
Mormon credit. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
he
yes,
is.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's interesting. It's the broad space stuff that I love. He does a lot of space stuff.
Yeah.
I just think that's super cool.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm amazed by the quality of the writing, but also like the breadth of I went
Breadth,
through
B-R-E-A-D-T-H,
breadth,
yeah,
yes,
breadth.
breadth.
Got it.
I don't want to say I just finished, but Wind and Truth. So I finished like audiobook of that, which was like, I don't know, it was like 50 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. It was definitely worth my Audible credit for $9.99 for 50
For
hours.
sure.
Yeah, for 50 hours. But he's able to I'm going to say crank that stuff out, but I mean, like, he's able to crank that stuff out, and like there are all of these layers that presumably he had mapped out from the beginning.
And it's
right?
mind-boggling.
And then bloop. Oh, and then by the way, bloop. And you're like, wow, like that's something that was like, this is a bit character 3 books ago. And evidently it
Seriously.
turns out that there are way more. It's like, I didn't even remember this person. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, like they were an important part of this. And so, yeah, so I have to say that, yeah, I do. I really liked Mistborn.
Ooh.
Those are definitely.
I don't think
thought
I've
the
explored
magic
those.
system of those of the Mistborn series. Yeah, those are the first ones that I read by him, and those are really, really quite good. The Salvatore, you're looking at your
No, my fingernail.
Oh, I thought you were already looking at the
'cause I
time.
wanted to-
Can we wrap this up?
I wanted to chew my fingernail, but I'm on camera and I shouldn't.
Oh yeah, I should. Well, maybe we can.
I'm just
Panda
fidgeting.
Dave,
I'm
Panda
fidgeting with my
Dave, and
cuticles.
let her. Yeah. So here's my Salvatore thing.
Tell me.
So he just won't let a character fucking die.
He can't. He
won't.
loves them.
And so
Drizzed.
I read
Come on.
through, because like science fiction book club, so you get the omnibus that would have like 27 novels in a single book. It's like, well, again, it's all about the efficiency or the of the dollar. So I read through all of those, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this one's the one about the I guess what the monk and the cleric or whatever. I can't remember what their characters were, but like the first book they kill the guy, and then at the start of the second book, like the guy was dead, but no, he's not. And I actually took the book and I heaved it against the wall as like, the fuck.
Yes.
And I have, and ever since then, and I get it, like, Hasbro, I guess at the time it was Wizards of the Coast, whoever it was that owned like the property, like, all right, you got to keep milking this. You got to keep bringing it. Like,
Yeah.
But oh my God,
moneymaker.
So yes.
Have you seen the new Beetlejuice? Speaking of moneymakers,
the movie?
the new release Beetlejuice.
Wait, how
just
new
popped
release?
in my head. It just came out last year.
Oh no,
terrible.
no.
I mean, it was. I don't mean to say it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was obviously like to make money.
Yeah.
Well, my number one all-time favorite that I have to recommend, since we're talking about it, is the Belgariad series.
Oh yeah.
Which is Pawn of Prophecy and the Belgariad David Eddings. That might be my number one all-time favorite series.
Really?
Maybe.
How interesting.
I keep going back to it. But there's a few books that I just love. Mists of the Avalon. All right, we should.
It's Marion Zimmer Bradley.
Yes,
I read
good
those.
job.
Yeah.
Can you plug your book? You want me to? It's all fun and games.
It's all fun and games. So
three parts.
Three parts. Available at local bookshops, mostly by order, but
Like
over at the
Briar
Patch,
Shout out
downtown
Gibran.
Bangor, Gibran. He has it in stock there.
Nice.
So a group of high school kids go off to go do live action role playing.
Yeah.
Find themselves pulled into the game world. Just a
It's
traditional,
fantastic,
or
yeah.
not traditional, but standard Portal fantasy.
Yes.
But it's the kind of thing that I thought would be fun to read. Actually, I wrote it for.
And it's a juvenile
my
fiction,
kids.
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'd say middle grade or so, middle grade to young adult. So like, there's no kind of thing, which is, I think, where that inflection point with the young adult is, when there's
agree.
like, oh, Team Edward and whatever. So, but
it's also on audiobook. At least the first one is.
Yeah,
right?
first one's on audiobook.
Yeah.
And then, but the second two, I have absolutely lost.
The
many monies. Oh no! Like all the dollars.
Yeah,
I lost all the
there's no
dollars.
money in publishing.
Yeah.
There's no money in putting a book out.
not unless, like, I know some people who do it,
Yeah.
but they are the kinds of people who will publish like a book a month and then build
and it's their
up
whole life.
Yeah. And I mean, it's their job, right?
Yeah.
And they will produce, a series of 15 books, and then they'll, give the first one or two away. And then once you've got that catalog, and then people will go and they'll right on through.
Yeah, Janet Ivanovich. And,
but as a one-off kind of book, it's not anymore. The marketplace is just so crowded. Anyone can publish anything.
Yes.
So
anyone can. So if you want to publish, do it. Don't think you can't. Anyone can. I've done it. He's done it. Anybody can. My mother did it last year. Dave's book is called It's All Fun and Games, and it's written by Dave Barrett. Okay, find it at local bookstores here in Bangor, Maine. I have questions for you.
Okay, I've got potentially some answers.
Hi. The first question is, where do you see sacrifice in everyday life, and how do you know it's sacrifice?
Oh, okay. So how do
we have common definition.
Yeah. Well, so sacrifice is what is putting someone else's needs ahead of your own, right? I think if that's
you.
Well, no, I say, like, if let's use that as our operational decision,
putting
right?
Someone else's needs in front of yours.
So as you said, I'm on a number of not-for-profit boards around town, and some of them are relatively lighter lifts, and some of them are very heavy lifts, and the people who behind the scenes who make these things run. You see the executive director, you see the on the ground people, but then those people in the background who are in the advisory capacity kind of thing. it can be an awful lot of work, and it's got to be a labor of love that, you know, if you really want to see this organization succeed, you get nothing directly from it, but you're willing to give of yourself to do that. I mean, you could see that all the way to, like, you know, Cub Scouts or whatever, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you start off a new Cub Scout group, and they close the door and say no one leaves till we have a Cub leader, right? And then everyone's kind of looking around.
True.
But I mean, you know, someone's got to do it, right? And I would say probably most people aren't naturally inclined to do it, and so like, you know what, I'm going to suck it up, and I'll do this because we're doing it for the children. But I mean, like,
but it's true, right?
And you
like,
don't have to. Most people don't.
But you're setting an example for your family too, right? And the people in your neighborhood, the people that you have, you know, like you set an example for those around you who I talk about breaking barriers down to doing service work because it's for rich people.
Right.
You have to be able to take time off of work.
Right.
You have to sometimes spend your own money.
Right.
You have to spend a lot of time, especially if you're going to affect change.
Right.
So it can be something that's not accessible for everyone. But I find service work is critical to having good health, right, and great relationships.
Well, and I don't think, you know, I take the point about the time, and certainly, you know, some boards have expectations that the board members are going to write checks and so on. But, like, you know, volunteering, you know, at the kids' field day on a Saturday or whatever. I mean, like there are little things, right?
Ushering at the theater.
You don't have to do like these big things.
It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be that thing.
Because there's a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff needs to get done.
Where would you tell someone to start if they had never been involved with any volunteer work and they really want to, but they think it's too hard?
What I would say is, well, what are you interested in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kinds of things do you already engage in? Okay. And then go talk to the person in charge.
Yeah.
So I am on the board for the Hampton Public Library.
Yes.
And I got pulled into that because my kids did story time as toddlers.
Sure.
Right. And so a vacancy opened up, and the library director said, hey, you know,
you're involved.
Do you have any interest in participating? You're an accountant. We have, and I'm like, sure. Right.
Yeah.
And so, so, you know, if you are already doing something, or you're at the church, right, or you're at, you know, you brought up earlier, maybe over at the barn, right, or something like that, right? Like, here's something that I already do that I know is a valuable thing. Mm-hmm. Hey, I mean,
maybe I can get involved.
Yeah. What can I do?
Yeah.
Right. What can I do? And it might be as simple as we have to send out a mailing.
Right.
And we need someone to lick the envelopes.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to find just how much there is stuff that they can do without having to go through a lot of hoops and red tape and have a credit check and all.
Right. If you go to the school, you need the background check, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
when you work with kids, that's a given. Like, we could say that.
Right,
Whenever you work with kids and you're in America, it's a given that there's a bunch of red tape to go through. And that, I feel like that's legit.
Right. Yes.
Totally
yes.
legit.
Appropriate.
Completely appropriate.
Yes.
So we have a good definition, putting someone's needs ahead of yours.
Yeah.
And you talked about your work on the board.
Yeah.
Where do you see examples of sacrifice around you?
Well, so, I mean, I guess that would be the case, right? I mean, so, you know, I see the people that I work with and who are committed to organizations.
Tell
and
me
so
about
are
heavy
willing.
lifting.
I guess depending on what you mean by heavy. So let's what do you mean by heavy lifting?
You started by saying I do this and I do this, and sometimes it's a heavy
Oh,
lift,
I see. Okay, yeah.
It's a light lift.
So let's talk about Penobscot Theater Company.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Shout
I
out.
was
Love the theater.
So I was on the board for 9 years. I termed out. I'm still on the finance committee, but I'm no longer on the board. But this is an organization that has had a budget of, you know, between 1.6 and 2.1 million dollars. Employs 13 to 15 full-time people, not including the actors that come in and other stuff. So it's not a small organization.
Yeah.
And then, like, let's go back to 2020, right? And the world shuts down. no one's going to theaters, right? And so like there
No
was
money coming in.
a whole bunch of existential stuff going on. But how do we? So among the things we had to talk about was, well, so strategically, what are we going to do? Do we want to? Are we going to be able to keep people employed and such and so forth? But then, those of us who were, so myself, the board president, we were on an awful lot of Zoom calls all the time because as we were learning about, the PPP. Yeah, you know me. Every time you have PPP, yeah, you know me. But the payroll protection program, payroll, whatever that was, right? And then the shuttered venue, like there was all of this time that we had to spend. And it was, it takes away from, and luckily, my job is relatively flexible. But I teach at the university, so I can move things around easily enough. But so much time and effort going into strategic planning and trying to figure out what are we going to do, and that's
committees and meetings and going around the table and time, and somebody has to take notes. And then...
When I was treasurer, I think I was in 5 meetings a month or so.
And maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you work full time, you have 3 kids at home, spouse works full time, you have other volunteer obligations as well, and practice, music, right? Like all these.
Yeah. And that's not the only organization,
years,
right? And so, so it adds up, right? I mean, it really does add up. And like the meetings, but then, as board treasurer, I'm preparing for the meetings and I'm doing this and I'm opening up spreadsheets and so it can be, it has the potential to be a significant time sink, particularly in times of crisis, such as during the pandemic or something along those lines, right?
More access.
There's a whole story, but I found myself as the Cub Master for the Hamden pack.
I've been a Cub Master.
And I hadn't planned on being the Cub Master. In fact, I had just signed up as being the assistant Cub Master because we needed someone to put the name on the paper.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden I find myself Cub Master, right? And so now all of a sudden it goes from, this little thing to all of these other things and planning and all of that stuff. Yeah. And I have to say with the Cub Pack, I had great co-leaders on whom I could count on to do all sorts of things, and so I very much as Cub Master got to kind of be the silly, goofy face up at the head of the meetings because I had an absolutely outstanding committee chair. The other den leaders were all always willing to jump in on things, but then at the end of the year, kids want to go to camp. Any leaders want to go to camp?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it's
Dave's
me.
Going,
And so actually I took a bunch of cubs to camp and my kid wasn't even a cub anymore that they'd graduated to Boy Scouts. But I'm like, there's literally nobody else who's going to do it. And I've got, 7 or 8 kids.
Cub camp is fun.
Yeah.
I don't like Scout camp as much, but Cub camp is fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, you see, I prefer Scout camp because then I can just sit and do the crossword puzzle as opposed to running all over the place all the time.
I got it.
So,
So
I'm a sedentary beast, I have to say.
Made me think of Gergie. Rest in peace, Gergie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace,
Gergie. Yeah. He was the goodest boy. He really was. He was the goodest boy, and what can you say? That
he was. So that's an excellent place for us to start talking about sacrifice.
Okay.
The second question is, and we're going to be taking a break in a little bit, just to let you know. He'll give me a signal. We'll take a quick break.
Okay, good.
Reset some stuff. And we come right back.
Good.
So let's talk about how can you tell when someone is good?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I want to hear
everything. She prepped me on this,
Yeah.
so I knew about this question. And I used to think, everybody's good.
Sure. Yeah, I used to have some of that in me too, or a lot of it really.
And I really did. I used to think, you could find the good in anyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's just not true. And it's sad, and I don't want to go down a political rabbit hole. But I think that there are people who, if are not objectively evil, I think that there are people for whom they care so little about anyone outside themselves, complete lack of empathy, and you can assign no goodness to them. Yeah, and that's a shame, right? Like I really, like I've always tried to find the good in people. I've always tried to be the person that can kind of get along with everyone.
I know. I think that's some of my friends' least favorite thing about me is that I'm always like, no, they're not so bad.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know, and it's not. I mean, not just. I mean, I've been kind of. This has been growing on me for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so. So it's not like a super new thing. I mean, I think that it's become way
hard to ignore.
And there's not even a sense of shame about it. Ugh. It's just so blatant.
And can I go ahead and say accepted?
Yeah. Cheered. Yeah.
As if you encountered that behavior on the street or in the store, it would be appropriate or acceptable.
Right.
But from the highest leadership, it's okay.
Yeah. So people that we would aspire to, like, oh yeah, that's my role model, and it's not a good person.
So this is part of what got me thinking about rotation at work is the celebrity attached to politics.
Yeah.
What if we threw it away?
Yeah.
What if politics was only public service?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Yeah. Self-enrichment through public service has a long tradition, right? But I mean, like,
we gotta stick to the topic. But that's where I was going with that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Can I move this around?
Yeah,
can I lean back?
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We just made a really good definition of what someone who's not good, right? So we're gonna come back to this. We're just gonna take a really quick break.
Perfect.
So we painted a picture of someone who is not good. I'm gonna review that. We said they have zero empathy for other people. Their actions demonstrate that they just don't care that other humans exist. Something like that. Did I get it right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is certainly, I don't know if I would define that as, like, I don't think I would necessarily use
exclusively.
Yes. So that's not the definition of good, but like,
let's go to good. Let's try to.
But I know it when I see it, and that is it. All right. So good. So what would be the definition of good? Well, I mean, I guess there's that sacrifice thing, the willingness to sacrifice, And I think, and I guess we defined sacrifice as putting someone's interests ahead of yours in your decision making. Yeah. And so I almost feel like those are kind of I don't know. I feel like those might be, gosh, how do you find if someone's good? I mean, I don't know. Is good the absence of bad, or is good an objective? And I don't know the answer to that.
I like to dissect the question.
What is good?
So people usually don't like that question because of the polarizing language and good is relative, right?
Right.
But everyone has an answer.
Right. Everyone knows what good is, but what they consider to be good is different.
Yeah. And so once we say to each other, it's okay for your good to mean something different than my good. Like, that's okay.
Is it though?
I'm asking.
I don't know if it is, because, before the break, we were talking about the folks who cheer on some of these folks that I think we would agree are not good. Mm-hmm. But if you were to ask them, are they good? Mm-hmm. They might say yes.
Well, they probably would.
Yes. And so
Is that a lie?
Their assessment of good is their assessment of good. Indeed. But I would not then sit down and say, I'm happy to agree to disagree on, like, we can have different senses of good. No, your sense of good is just flat out wrong, right? Or misguided, or
relative to this evidence of blah blah blah, right?
Yes, relative to what I have. I have defined it.
Your experience.
I have defined good to be this, and anything else is wrong. There. I am king of the world.
You're king of Dave's world.
I am king of Dave's world.
That is it.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. That's way more philosophical than I usually get.
If I call this a pen, okay? And you call it a pencil.
Yeah.
That's fine. Neither of us is righter or wronger necessarily.
I don't know. Well, what comes out? That's definitely a pen.
Definitely a pen.
Okay.
But what if you insist that it's a pencil? And you have a barrage of reasons to back that up that don't make any sense at all to me, but they make perfect sense to you. And so in your experience, this is a pencil. My experience is this is a pen. Are you wrong in saying it's a pencil? It's your experience.
Well, is this a table?
I would call it a table.
Okay. If someone said no, it's a chair.
I would say, how do you know?
Right.
Explain that to me.
Right. And
because
they
I
come
wanna
out,
hear
yes.
it.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, they're wrong. Clearly they're wrong, right? These
They're
are chairs.
definitely
This is
wrong.
a table.
But
right.
my point is the wrongness is irrelevant. Whether or not they're right about the pencil or the pen is irrelevant
To what?
to everything.
To everything?
If
Well-
we're going to work together, it doesn't matter what this is. It matters how we interact with it. So if we are going to come, like if I'm hiring you
Yeah.
and you insist on calling this a pencil, we can't work together.
Oh, I mean,
You
well,
will
no,
be
this is so
discharged.
trivial. But like, let's say that we have that what I consider to be good is what you would consider to be absolutely diabolical.
Yes.
Okay. We can't work together.
We can't.
Right. And, I mean, which is different
We
than,
probably can't even.
like we have to have a shared language.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Which and maybe I'm being reductive
No,
on
that's
this,
the
but like,
whole thing.
but this is like we can call this a turkey. Doesn't matter. Right?
right.
Like I can write with it, whatever. It's a
Yes.
writing thing.
Right.
Which is different because this is the example that you used that we can have different definitions of
Exactly.
good. And I don't think that tracks.
I think it does track because this is a pen.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so if we're looking at it through the same lens, then good is good.
Right.
My definition of good is good.
Right.
Your definition is the
Right.
same to me.
Right.
Your experience is your experience. If we
Right.
have a different moral compass, we're
Right.
not going to be able to understand each other, but we certainly can't work together.
Oh yeah, but we could work together if we call these different things.
Yes, if
Which
we
was-
could come to an understanding on it. Because if this is the nature of our work and we can't talk about it together, how are we going to work together?
So it's more than just the pen. I mean, who
This is
cares
just
what it is?
this,
This
right?
is this.
It's
Okay.
just this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. I think I was getting a little too focused on this is a pen, right? I mean, who cares?
Zoom out
Honestly,
a
it doesn't
little.
matter
Right.
what it is
But
as long as I
that's
can write
kinda
with
my
it.
point.
If
It
we
doesn't
manufacture pens and I'm saying, oh no, those are pencils, that's clearly
That's
a problem.
a big problem.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Serious problem.
But if this is incidental to things and we're writing
Indeed.
with stuff, then
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
it's a good example to kind of zoom out and look at when we're talking about perspective and experiences.
Okay, sure.
You know, in everyday life, at home, at work, at school, we have conflicts all the time.
Yeah.
You're having experience, I'm having experience. If we can agree that who's right and wrong doesn't really matter all that much, we might be able to figure it out.
Correct. And for some things, that's true. Pencil, pen, whatever. Good, evil,
Yeah.
can't talk, can't work.
Yeah, I agree with that. I still struggle with the idea that everyone's good. Like I still have a little lingering thing of that because like the guy we're talking about who's in charge of the country, I think he really does feel like he's right. And
Oh, I wasn't actually thinking about him, though. I mean, he's certainly.
Well,
I
just
was.
a person, Hitler.
Well, no. I was thinking about like Musk, who has specifically said that
just-
that
he's so-
empathy is one of humankind's failings, right? I mean, like that right
He is
there
an alarming person
is
to me.
is that I don't think he understands what good is,
Yeah, I
or
agree.
or maybe he doesn't care, right?
Right.
What he cares about is self-enrichment, whatever.
But don't care
Yeah.
and don't know. For me, that's
Yeah.
where the innocence lies.
Right. Yes.
If you don't know, there's some innocence there.
Yeah. I'm
If
not
you
sure
don't
about the
care,
president either, honestly. I think he just wants to keep from going to prison.
He just wants whatever he wants.
right.
He's not interested in us,
Yeah.
basically, which is sort of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
if you're only self-consumed,
Yeah.
how can you be good? How can
Right.
you do sacrifice? How
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, we may have exhausted this.
Okay.
This
Possibly.
was a good talk.
Oh yeah.
The last thing is to talk in my 3 questions.
Okay.
What do you wish people would just figure out already?
God, I was chewing over this, and I think the answer that I'm going to go with is that we live in a post-scarcity world We are no longer hunter-gatherers trying to find our next meal. We know where the next meal is. There is plenty. And certainly within the United States, okay? When you move to failed states, distribution, right? I mean, like, there are logistical issues.
Yes.
But, like, our ability to generate calories...
Indeed.
No, there is
Waste.
zero excuse for anyone going to bed hungry ever.
Right. It shouldn't happen. Not that it's their fault, the person who's hungry.
No.
That's not what we're
Yeah,
saying at
no.
all.
That there is
enough.
we are post scarcity.
Yeah.
That my being able to eat does not mean that you can't eat or something.
I want you to develop that more.
And I think, and I think we can extend this to a lot of things.
Yep.
And many people, and I acknowledge that I think, I'm certainly speaking from a position of relative affluence.
Sure.
So I've
Right.
never been like on that cusp, but that I think there are a lot of people who have had ingrained in them kind of the grind culture or the pick yourself up by your bootstraps straps culture, such that there's this implicit, and in some cases people are explicit, that this person can't eat, it's their own fault. They didn't work hard enough, or they didn't X, Y, or Z. And it's not fair if I work and do X, Y, and Z in order to eat. Why should this person who did not do X, Y, and Z, why should they get anything? Right? And I think that is based upon, like I said, this flawed sense that there isn't enough for everyone anyways.
That makes you feel like you have to clutch what you have.
Right.
Because there's not enough to go around.
Right. And you're having food given to you from some beneficent whatever, okay? Doesn't make my food any less nourishing, right? And I think this can be extended to a lot of things that, there are resources that could make it much easier for people to access healthcare.
Yep.
There are, the resources exist.
Access is the word I like to throw around.
And there are, resources exist to provide some sort of basic housing for everyone, right? Now, are we talking about two bedroom, two bathroom ranch, whatever? No, not necessarily, but like at least a roof over your head, so we don't need warming shelters out in Bangor, in the middle. And it's and we continue to begrudge as a society people from getting these things that we don't think they deserve.
Right. Yeah. Like food and healthcare.
Like food, healthcare.
Yeah.
But, if you think about, so I'm, the way that I don't know at what point I'll be dead. In 50 years, let's say 50 years, right? It'll be way shorter than that.
Dead.
God, yeah, I'm 52.
Yeah.
God, I hope I'm not still alive at 102. Oh, God.
Miserable.
Yeah, that's going to be.
No, thank you.
We've just signed a little suicide pact right here. That's right. Yeah. In 2052, we're going to stab each other in the face. No, but so, and I have to say that I haven't completely fleshed this out, but like we already see, let's take the self-driving car.
Yep.
Okay. self-driving car, soon to be self-driving semi, the 2 million truck drivers, right? What are they going to do?
Yep.
Right. And retrain, learn to code, whatever kind of glib answer.
Sure.
But there will come a point when literally every job will be automated, right? Like
Wherever
the Starfleet
possible.
world.
Everything, right.
Like
We'll have-
even like the and the computer will
your
say, here's your
routine
diagnosis.
doctor visit, right.
Even your non-routine doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, like there will come a point,
Yeah.
and I don't know when that point is,
Yeah.
but there will come a
Sure.
point where automated diagnostic tools will surpass human diagnostics,
yes.
right?
And they're so much cheaper than
And
humans.
and so at that point, right, what do we do? I mean, like, there's literally no work for anyone, right? Because even the machines can fix themselves,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because we will have a
Right.
robot repair thing, right? I mean, like, and I mean, it's science fiction, but just because we're now in 2025, right? It won't be science fiction
No.
in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever it is,
imaginable.
right?
Our refrigerators can tell us we need milk now.
This is true.
Yeah.
Mine can't.
No, mine
I have an
either,
old,
but it exists.
but
Yeah.
in concept, yes.
Yeah.
And so no one will be working, right? And yet, presumably, people are still going to want to eat. People are still going to want to have things,
Hello.
right? And so, how does that happen, right? And somewhere between now and then, and this is that post scarcity,
Yep.
right? Like, if there is enough things, then it doesn't matter if you work or not. You should be able to eat, right? And there will come a point where nobody's working, but everyone's still going to want to eat, right?
Right.
And I don't know, at what point, when do we suddenly realize?
This is a timeline. This is about
right. This is a timeline right here. Like, there aren't enough jobs for people. Like,
Yeah.
there just aren't enough
Right.
jobs for people. I mean,
But everyone
they
needs
go
money.
work at Walmart. Walmart will be completely automated too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like everything.
Right.
And so, somehow between now and then, we have to figure out that process where the value that is being created, the economic value, the productive value that is being created through modern industry is, we get the benefit of it, right?
Yeah.
And again, like in the long run, we're all dead, but I mean, like, I don't imagine that I'm going to be finding myself out of a job before I'm retiring.
No.
And I think, that's going to be the case for a lot of folks, but there will come that time,
Sure
right?
there will.
So, and it's going to be sooner than we think. So
What
between
do you-
now and then, so yeah.
Just hang out in that
Yeah, yeah.
space for a minute,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where we're in the space where we have no jobs because there's no jobs to do.
Right.
What does the culture look like? What's a snapshot of like the social culture? Are we still consumer-driven capitalists?
Well, all right. So if we're going
We're
to
in
talk,
imagination land now.
right.
Let's just play.
I'm pulling on the cable.
Stop touching
right.
everything.
So, the whole point of, let
me rephrase my
okay,
question.
yeah, please.
As we are approaching this trajectory, right? We're on this trajectory.
Right.
We agree that this is a place that we're headed.
Yeah.
If we were going to be alive, because also technology and health is getting better, what if we are still alive?
Yep.
What could you and I be doing as responsible citizens to approach that in a more prepared way?
Boy, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think that
Like, if you know climate change is coming, how can you live as a citizen to do it right?
Right.
If we know this is coming, how could we?
well, I mean, I think that what's going to need to happen is, right, so current economic structure now, okay, we've got the company. Company creates the stuff,
Yep.
right? And
And the
or no,
need,
or let me
sometimes
the
the
company
desire.
creates value.
Yep.
Let's say the company creates
Yes.
value, right? A portion of the value is paid to the employees upon which they live. The remaining portion of the value is either reinvested in the company or goes to the owners, right? so the organization is creating value. And when we take those employees out who are not receiving value, then it seems that everything obviously then just goes to the owners, right? And so I think what we need to do is have a better way of thinking about how the value that the organization creates as a member of society and benefits from society, how that then gets distributed to society, right? Currently, it's distributed via wages, right? But if there are no wages, then where does that value go? Does it all go to the owner and everybody else starves to death, right? Which, I mean, I guess, right? I mean, like,
currently,
I guess we could do that. And so I think the question is that as a society, as an individual, I don't know what we do. As a society, what we need to do is we need to rethink about how it is that we are making sure that society continues to get value from this productive capacity, this the value creation that is separate from the wages, right? I mean, and so like the obvious, and I don't, I mean, the obvious answer is you raise corporate tax rates, right? Like you raise corporate tax rates, okay, then here's the value of the company, portion goes to the employees, and we've now just taken a big chunk of this.
I think we're going to have to branch out of the conventional thinking around it altogether. I think that we're going to have to, as individuals, invest in ownership in some of these places as we approach this, as we're on this trajectory, but also like in our own homes, become more self-reliant as far as food and shelter and things like that go, so that we're less dependent on the value that someone else decides we get to have.
You see, I think, boy, you
can disagree.
No, I think what that does is that absolves us from making a concrete stance that everyone is entitled to X. As a human being in modern society, whether or not you know how to homestead and pickle cucumbers, you should be able to eat. Okay. You should be able to get this. And that is not a individual, how do I change my life? That is a societal, political thing that needs to be.
Where does that come from? Where does it start?
I don't know where that comes from.
My suggestion is that it does start at home. That the principles that we have at home are the principles that we carry with us out in the world. And so if at home we place value on being honest with each other, paying our bills on time, whatever those things are, or being self-reliant in whatever ways. But to me, self-reliance means I have enough to take care of those around me. Right. Self-reliance is living in a way where you have the luxury to look after those who are around you as well. And I hear what you're saying, that there needs to be a major change in society inherently around how we think about our neighbors, right? And how we think about that scarcity of I have to keep what I have for me because there won't be enough. And that's a huge systemic thing. Where do you think that message is still being injected into us now? What source? The idea that we don't have enough to share.
Oh, it's constant, right? It's the grind mindset, right?
Talk about that just a little bit.
Well, so that that you need to always be working, right? You need to always be looking
and struggle
for the very next thing. So there's that. There's to pull yourself up by. Oh my God. I mean, this is getting. I mean, it's honestly, it's the myth of the American dream. Right. The myth of the American dream is that anybody, if they work hard enough,
such garbage.
If they work hard enough, they can prosper and such and so forth. Anywhere. Right. And that's objectively not true. And
measured.
Yes.
Not true.
Yes. Yeah. Objectively not true. That
we're almost out of time.
The largest indicator of your future wealth is whether or not you came from wealth. Right. And so. But we continue to say, gosh, anyone can become the next billionaire. And I mean, sure if you got a $50 million loan from dad,
right.
Of course you can.
Or you were born
right?
into it and
correct. But to think that, but then to say, well, this person clearly didn't work hard enough, who's working, 16 hours a day at $12 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they're putting in the time. They're putting in the effort. It's
garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
And I also think that in our house, if we can establish our values and really hone in on them as far as what really matters and what really doesn't, that we are better at doing it outside of the house too. If we talk about it, use those words out loud and say things like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that because I don't think it's right. If we've never said those words out loud, we're probably never going to say them out loud.
Right.
But at home, we can build a culture where it's safe to have those ideas and express them. And then we can carry that out to those around us.
Right.
Dave, thank you for your time today.
Oh, yeah, sure. My pleasure.
I love this. I feel like we could talk for hours.
I know. It's been a long time.
We haven't spent time together. Yeah. So this is really
so
nice. We're both really busy.
Yeah.
And our kids are all grown up now.
I know. 18. Ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Andrew and Danielle are both in New York City.
I know. It's the coolest.
Yeah.
Shout out to
NCNC. Come see Rocky Horror Show at Penobscot Theater Company this summer. Andrew is going to be Brad.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, no, just a Rocky Horror Show.
Rocky Horror Show.
The picture show is the movie.
That's always
is what
October.
I've been told.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The actual play.
So don't forget about that. And if you didn't know, you can volunteer at Penobscot Theater and be an usher. Good. If you're an usher, you get to see the show for free.
Oh, yeah.
And you're doing a service.
That's right.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you're not even sacrificing your show. You're getting to get the show for free, and all you have to do is scan some tickets.
Yeah. I really love ushering. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Big thank you to Subban, who's always such a treat to work with, and he takes such good care of us. And if you have any desire to learn something about photography or video or sound, production, editing, how to take pictures, he's your guy. He has education and he has space. So if you have any of those needs, you get in touch with him. He's at 54 Wilson Street in Brewer at Selfie Space. Also, Memory Maker Photography of Maine online.
Oh, yeah.
You can find Dave's book down at the Briar Patch, downtown Bangor at Gibran. Stop by and say hi to Gibran and tell him Emily and Dave sent you.
Yeah.
What else? Who else do we need to say hi to?
Who else do we say hi to?
Maybe that's everything.
Is that everything? I don't know. I feel like
my book is on Amazon. Yeah. It's called Relationships Are Everything. This was not my idea.
Yeah.
It's a quick, easy read or a manual you can marinate in for a while.
Either way.
I
bought it. It's a good book.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah.
I'll have to sign it for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I think I'm out of signed copies of your book, so I should order a group of them.
Why would you do that?
Well, I give them away to people.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Actually, you don't even have to order. I've got some.
Okay, perfect.
Right. If you're going to give them away, I'll just give them to you.
Yeah. I give them away to people as gifties.
I've got lots.
Yeah. And now my mom has a book, too. It's called How Far Is Heaven? And it's her experience when my brother Andrew died. Oh. Yeah. It's wonderful. I can't read it, but other people do.
Emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
pleasure.
everything.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Cue the music.
Work.